So I hoped I would not have to talk about this, because in all honesty, despite all the odds, I hoped I would never ever get kind of like an incentive to talk about this. In all honesty, I really want to never ever perceive this whole topic ever again, even though it's impossible. So despite that, I'm still, this is what I want and this is what I hope for. This is what I fucking beg for. No one. Beg no one. All the non-existent gods. But yeah, I'm doing everything I can. Not everything I can, okay, let's not lie. I'm doing some things on my part to not interact with this topic myself, but then I don't control everyone else, and occasionally the topic gets introduced into my life again. And I really hoped that I would just somehow not have to mention it here on the channel, which is, I mean, the channel. No one is gonna watch this. No one has been watching this. So the chances that someone is gonna start talking to me in the comments are pretty slim. And then this topic is just one of many, even though it's pretty popular. So there is a good chance it's not gonna happen, but I just hope that I would continue talking about what I want to talk about, and this whole fucking thing is gonna be completely out of here. But because I had a very peculiar situation happen to me today, I will have to kind of break my own rules and hurt myself by talking about it. So the topic in question, because I dragged my feet long enough, the topic in question is sex and gender. When I was still traveling, so about 3 weeks ago now, yeah, a bit more, my period decided to act up. And first it was kind of, I'm on, and no, forget about it, no, I'm here. And I thought that would be it, but then kind of when I was already leaving the first Oman and then the Emirates, so while I was trying to catch the bus to the airport, doing the check-in, sitting on the plane, transferring, things like that, perfect timing. My period decided to yeah, now I'm fully on, and it was more than fully on. You could fill up cups with the shit that was falling out of my vagina. There was just massive blood clots, chunks of coagulated blood, and it was just the flood, the biblical flood, only with only red, so it makes it cooler. And it's not that unusual, because things like that would happen. Even this kind of volume of discharge I would get. So the volume is you put something in or you put something on, and 10-15 minutes later it's completely obliterated by the flow. It's pretty useless. You're just whatever, let me be all covered in blood. But then when I came home, it didn't stop. While I was still traveling, it was pretty much like 24 hours, you know, like all like without any pause. But when I came home, it was like for a few hours there would be kind of almost nothing, and then there would be these flood incidents, and then again almost nothing, and then flood incidents, and it went on and on and on and on for like a week, 2 weeks, and I'm like, that's not normal. And okay, there are too many tangents I can take. I didn't get any, like I didn't have any kind of side effects of that. I felt completely normal, the usual shitty me. But I get curious, essentially. I was like, the fuck is going on? Like, what can that be? So I decided to visit the gynecologist, which I did. Wasn't very successful. I had like I had a small surgery, kind of. So now I have an experience of going under general anesthesia, and now I know that when I emerge out of the general anesthesia, for some reason I speak fucking English. I don't speak my native language. I speak English. Well, at least I did this time. So yeah, they did some cleaning there. They removed the, what was it called? The lining, yeah, the lining of the uterus. They removed some of it, I think, and they sent it for some kind of like analysis or something. And that's that. And I wanted actually to talk about this too, because it's an interesting experience, but this video is not about that. So that was about, what was it? Was this Tuesday? Yeah, it was this Tuesday, yeah. And now it's Sunday. So the gynecologist, there were two of them. There was a lady who I usually go to, and she's more kind of like, I'm gonna prescribe you some pills and I'm gonna look at your bits kind of doctor. And then there was a male gynecologist who did the, what is it called? Oh shit, like ultrasound, yeah, it's called ultrasound. The ultrasound investigation of the things, and like more of a specialist kind of thing, and maybe like doing surgery. And so he performed the surgery on me. That was the first time when I saw him. So today, I like dragging it because like the juicy bit at the end is just so good. I like long stories. I like not giving the reader or the viewer, the consumer, what they want. Like, no, but I keep them engaged. At least I think so. At least when I write, not when I talk, because no one is listening to me. Anyway, so about an hour ago, I think, I got a call from the male gynecologist. And smarter people already know. Oh crap. So he was like, how are you feeling? Like, has the bleeding stopped? And I'm like, yeah, I'm like fine. No weird changes in my, kind of the way I feel, but yeah, the bleeding, there was some kind of like residual discharge, but I think it has stopped, and he was like, yeah, like, should stop for like in about 4-5 days usually. I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. And then he said like, oh god, here is the cake for you. And he said like, well, I'm also like calling because the fucking like the worst part here is what the connection was breaking. He was breaking off. Breaking off. Breaking up. Breaking. Anyway, the signal was like shitty. What is that? I still wanted it to know. I forgot the preposition. Okay, whatever. Well, I will listen to the song after I finish with this, hopefully. So the signal was shitty, so I couldn't really hear them. And I really wanted to hear that shit. But yeah, eventually I managed to piece it together. So essentially he said like, oh, I'm also calling because like I would like to like invite you somewhere to have dinner and to like how do I translate that thing? Like what is that one? It's a very peculiar one. Kind of court, yeah, that would be. So I would like to court you, romance you. Yeah, English doesn't really have this one. Doesn't really use it the same way. You know, tend, but not in the doctor kind of sense. And then he said a few more things that I'm gonna address a bit later. I said, thank you, no. And he was like, well, if you're so sure, then okay, I'm gonna, like, yeah, good night. And, yeah, this is a big topic. Where do I start? Apart from fucking laughing about it. On one hand, I'm very excited about it. Because the situation is just priceless. It's just... But on the other hand, the way it was handled by my male gynecologist, it just sucks. It's shit. It's boring and bleak and bland and everything I hate. And fucking hard to choose where to start. I know that I'm at this moment in time, I know that I'm alone in this. I'm completely disconnected from the whole of humanity, probably, or the chances of me seeing a person who's not like the rest of humanity in this regard are very, very slim. And the chances of me just encountering the same shit all over, like again and again, are very high. So I know it's a lost cause. I will never, ever have the interactions with people, like romantic interactions with people, the way that I think they should be. The way that I kind of can value that, the way where I see any worth in it, the way that interests me. And I know, like, I have never ever seen a person who sees these things in the same way I do. Like, not face to face, not online, never ever. There is no one. So I don't have any like hopes in this regard. Apart from the hope of, like, if I'm not getting what I would like to get, can I at least stop getting this shit that you're engaged in? But no. So the way that I find the rest of humanity, I'm so unique, would kind of perceive and handle this situation, would largely depend on on the culture and everything, but also on the, like, sex and gender of the people discussing it. And I cannot really, not really, I can't, like, at all, I cannot join either group or any kind of group at all. Because I happen to have a vagina. I'm let's say a bit more aware of how these kind of situations are generally perceived by the, let's say, female population, the vagina population, maybe vagina population. The people who, I don't fucking do this. I'm getting annoyed. I don't do sex and gender. Fuck that. I don't want to offend anyone, but, like, you're offending me. This whole system is offending me. So I'm more aware, I'm more aware of, okay, let's say the feminist critique of this kind of situation. So I have a lot of evidence of women who would react to that and perceive it as a, like, well, it's very inappropriate and, like, a very unprofessional, and they would, like, maybe, like, file a complaint, or there is a big thing about, like, safety that makes them feel unsafe, and it's I empathize, but it's a very alien experience to me. Like, I don't feel unsafe ever. I mean, that is a lie, but I feel unsafe in very ridiculous situations. And they're not connected to people, and they're not connected to, like, men or, like, people, let's say, sexually harassing someone. Like, being in a position of power, and I know all the lingo. So this is, like, as far as possible, this whole, like, male and female interaction thing, in whatever shape and form, is just so far away from what I might feel as, like, dangerous or unsafe. That doesn't trigger any kind of response like that in me. And like, unprofessional, is it unprofessional? Unprofessional? Disprofessional? I don't know. I don't remember anything today. This whole discussion about, there should be like appropriate places and appropriate times for this, and this is not one, like, and yeah, like positions of power, and like this is not like unprofessional, and this shouldn't be, it's unacceptable, and again, I empathize to a degree, because like feeling in danger, like being in danger, or feeling that you're in danger, and like feeling unsafe is just like a factor of biology, let's say. You cannot like argue with that, but like what is professional and what is not, and how the system should work, is not a question of biology. It's a question of like ethics, and like societal structure. And there I could argue, because I don't really agree with the like premises, because I largely fall on more like to less professional, being less much less professional in professional settings, and being like much more personal in professional settings. I think professional settings lack that a lot, and that causes a lot of problems. So I know that I'm not aligned with the people who give this line of reasoning in my kind of values and attitudes and views on the systems. But I kind of empathize, because there are like feelings there, like, and to like a very small degree, like that definitely shouldn't be like something that just happens all the time, because people need to do shit. And that is just like an intrusion or an interruption sometimes. And like, I mean, this one didn't escalate to anything, but they often do. And yeah, it goes from interruption and intrusion to like, like harassment and harm, essentially. But even if we keep it at the level of like intrusion, interruption, that is like what should be available in a professional setting, as like when I'm going to the doctor, I have to be able to get a doctor. So you have to be able to perform all your functions as the doctor, and that kind of thing kind of takes away from that. I can take away from that. So to this degree I can kind of, like there is something there, but this is not my perception. And the other one would be the one that the doctor in question definitely shares that view. I don't like, it's as alien to me, like even fucking more alien to me, because I cannot even like talk about any systems. There is no fucking, I mean, there is a system and it's shit, and there is nothing good about it. Where are we with the time? Yeah, we need to pause. Oh, I'm gonna be talking for 5 fucking hours.